Hey, welcome to another edition of Patriot XL. It's been a while, everybody, but we've had some crazy slanted debates to talk about that happened last night. Chris is here with us. Unfortunately, not having a working webcam, so we'll have his avatar. So, Chris, what did you think about the debate last night?
Well, it was the most staged, rehearsed episode by Kamala Harris that I've ever seen. And everyone that's ever listened to this, which is like 5 people, they know that I'm diehard freaking Trump. Everything. He didn't have his best performance last night because he allowed her to get under his skin because she started talking crap about his rallies and how people leave because they get bored, and he just got pissed, and it was kind of funny. But he was going against 2 commentators and Kamala, who was prepped for a week. And unlike Joe Biden, she's young enough where she could retain what she was coached on and not forget it, within a couple minutes. So she did a little better as far as that concerned. But if you watched her, she looked like a robot when she talked. She already knew what she was going to say, and it was the best word I could say is too colorful. You got you listen to a UFC fight, and you got color commentary by Joe Rogan. It's very colorful. Well, she was very colorful as a candidate, as far as adding all these everything you want to hear but telling you nothing. A typical politician.
Well, I mean, you and I both have a deep background in sales psychology and, police work, how to read a perp, how to read somebody who's not telling the truth. And there were some interesting tells, like the way her voice would crack. You see, there's the language, there's what's being said, and then there's how it's being said.
Right? Yeah, 100%.
I could say, hi, Chris. And then you're like, what are you up to? Because I sound insincere or I sound suspicious. I go, hey, Chris, what's up? Then I sound normal. You don't question me. Well, she had that suspicious undertone.
Yeah, she did. She didn't believe what she was saying. That's what was evident. She was just talking, It'd be like if someone pissed me off, and I had to act cordial to him, like say it was in a work environment, and it'd be like, "Hey Jake, you look great today," or "Hey Paul, you're what I'm saying." It's so fake that you can just tell I'm full of crap, And she just had that the whole night.
Yeah, that's what we call incongruency. And I'd like to rewatch and use the I method. The I method, right?
Yeah.
To see if someone's lying.
Absolutely.
Probably review the tape and kind of take a look at that. But I was just looking at what she was doing to try to set him up. And also, it wasn't just her. You obviously saw ABC asking him questions that put him in the crossfire and giving her softballs all day.
Well, yeah, he had to defend himself the whole night. And everything, and they come out with these fact checks that were lies. And she was lying on her policies and position. And
they were lying too.
It was unfortunate he had to wait to the closing statement to talk about, okay, Kamala, why aren't you doing this now? You're in the office. You're there. Joe's taking a nap. I mean, Trump had some one-liners that were killing me. I mean, they were funnier than I don't know what. But about what Biden's doing.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, that was just for my entertainment, and then really watching. But I mean, he's sitting there having to defend himself, and they don't fact check anything she was talking about when they were all lies, And she said that the biggest catastrophe America has seen since the Civil War was freaking January 6th. Give me an effing break.
That was fact checked to yeah.
I mean, okay, no one died except the person that the cop killed. Okay, that's it.
Right.
That's the facts. Everyone else died of natural causes in the same month, and they said, "Oh, it's because of January 6th. These cops died." Okay, well, nothing because what the rioters or the non-rioters did, the protesters did.
Protesters weren't armed.
Yeah, and you're going to compare that to 9/11 or the Civil War? Give me a break, man. I mean, people can't buy into this crap. I mean, they can't.
I've seen worse college student rallies that ended up in a protest than what that was.
Bro, in 1991 at Cal Poly, there was a full-on riot that made national TV at Cal Poly. I mean, with it was Poly Royale. It was way more violent than January 6th. You know, I personally got in like 3 fights that night. You know, I mean, it was great. So, I mean, you know,
What the young ones do.
yeah, it's baffling to me how anyone can even elaborate on how that is anything related to anything in American history that was, you know, other than the thought of it. You know, the thought of it is maybe disturbing, but if you look at it from the outside, that's it. There was no injuries other than like I said, the cop that killed the innocent person. So
Right. I mean, that's
no one's
really
life was threatened. No one was taking hostages. No one brought weapons. No one did anything, man.
yeah.
And then, you know, and Pelosi, who's in charge of it, she rejected all the troops that Trump offered. So, you know, Trump's just so frustrated about defending himself. He's just like over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they've just keep attacking and lying and attacking and lying and attacking and lying. And you're like, okay, how many times do I have to say you're telling another lie, and this is why. You're telling
And
another lie, and this so you have to go back, and it's like, yeah, it wears on you after a while, man, for sure.
and
Right?
why did he? You know, one thing he did that I haven't really seen him do. He's like, why are we talking about these old things? Why aren't we talking about what's going on now? And I don't know if he borrowed that from JD Vance, because Vance is freaking awesome. I mean, when that guy talks, I mean, he's so factual, it's crazy. And he gets any reporter off their game because he's just great. He's good. He's smart. He's a smart. No, I mean, he went to Harvard Law School, so obviously he's pretty smart. But he's
Instant
just,
recall.
yeah. I mean, he's good. I don't know if you ever have a chance to watch some of his things, or if you want to pull one of them up, you know, for our viewers just to check Vance out.
What
But
specific which topic would he be talking on so I can find this video?
oh, just do Vance interview with ABC, CBS, any of the bad guys, and you'll see how he handles them. Oh, let me. I can look for you if you hold on.
O'Reilly?
Yeah, O'Reilly's good, but O'Reilly's usually a conservative, so that's kind of biased. I want someone to see. I want to show our viewers like when he goes into enemy territory, how well he handles them. Let me get one for you. Hold on. So what was your take on the whole thing?
You know, I was just seeing how slanted it was. I found myself talking to it like you're watching a fight, like, get him, Billy. You know? And then I'm like looking at it, and I'm looking at her game, and I'm looking at her incongruencies, and I was just analyzing, you know, and I was looking to see if she was going to talk about some real solutions, which she never really addressed. And she doesn't really have a plan, like he says. She's just going in circles with a few things and trying to take him off the mark to like answer the question, dude. Let's not get caught in this merry-go-round. So she was just trying to stay off topic as much as possible, I thought.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
and
exactly.
he was like sitting there, you know, just trying to call them out on where they're at right now. And then even the guy that was there, the ABC guy, he's like, no, that's not true. Like, yes, it is, you know. And I even
Yeah,
found out he was full of crap on the outside, but he was saying like he's such an authority figure. I'm like, who are you, bro? Who are you to dictate what my country does? Seriously, man, you're just
yeah,
a fucking
exactly.
head. Excuse my language, you know.
The only thing I'll say about the guy who's got the best voice for news, that's why he does what he does. He does have a great voice when he announces any headline or anything for them. That's what that guy's claim to fame is, his voice. Um, but which is kind of, yeah, but as far as an authority, yeah, I don't think so.
Well, that's a tonality. That's a trick. That's like hypnosis. You learn this in sales, man. You learn to say things like Darth Vader. These are not the droids you're looking for. Okay, they let you in the nightclub, you know, because you sound really like you know what's going on more than they do, because that's what you convey in your voice. And human beings tend to fall for this trick. If you say something that sounds absolutely true and it's a blatant lie, they're going to buy it 85, 90% of the time, you
Right,
know?
exactly.
To say, you know, it wasn't, you know, the airplane that hit the towers. It was Martians. That was a large UFO. And let me tell you, folks, it was really mean and it took down that building. And now you should believe in UFOs. That wasn't an airplane. Your eyes played tricks on you because they have a cloaking device. You know what I mean? See,
Yeah,
I sound authoritative, but really that's just another lie. And that's what people sound like when they're doing the news. What a great trick. So I'm finding one here. I got one coming up here. Let's just share this recent thing. We can look at this where he talks about the moderators.
Oh, okay. And I sent you one too. Oh no, I guess I can't. Never mind. Never mind. Because it's you're on. I forgot you're on the Android. Never mind.
Okay. Okay. Let me share this one.
Here's this evening. Okay. All right. Let's get your overall take. I think the thing that's frustrating to me and a lot of people, well, number one, I think 3-on-1 was a little frustrating. Yeah. Number two, the topics that are so relevant, the radical positions that she's taken. Sure. When I first interviewed you, the first interview you did, yep, when you were vice president, when you announced to be the candidate, I asked you every hard question, and you answered every one of them, and I kept you longer. Because it was supposed to be 10 minutes, I kept you 30. I was being very nice. And so all these radical positions she's taken, still no answers. We have not moved the ball an inch. It is frustrating.
It is frustrating, and the moderators, I think, did a terrible job of following up on that. But look, I think President Trump did a good job at reminding the American people that this is a person who wanted to ban fracking. Here we are in Pennsylvania. She supported banning fracking. She supported defunding the police. She supported opening the border. And I think that though the moderators didn't do their job, I think President Trump did do his job in reminding the American people that she has taken a number of radical positions that, as he joked, she's run away from. Now she's acting like Donald Trump. She's about to put on a MAGA hat because she realizes,
by the way,
her radical.
That was a pretty good line.
It was my favorite moment of the debate. But she is a radical who is trying to run towards Donald Trump's positions because she knows that's what's popular, but it's not what she actually believes. And I think that if you go to her performance, Sean, the most striking part of it is if you actually listen to what she said, it was platitude after platitude after slogan. There was no substance. Mm-hmm. How is she going to lower grocery prices for American citizens?
Rehearse, cliche, use everything that you want to say. And the bottom line is fundamental. I hate Trump.
That's exactly right. And also, look, both of them have records. That's what's different about this election, almost any other election in my lifetime. You have two people with a record. Donald Trump is proud of his record. Kamala Harris is running away from her record because her record is higher grocery prices, homes that are unaffordable, a wide open southern border, rising fentanyl deaths. This is happening because of her failed leadership. And all we need to remind the American people of, and I think Donald Trump did a great job of this tonight, is the reason why these problems happen is because Kamala Harris failed to do her job.
You know, the thing is, she's 50 days, and prior to tonight, she does one interview, no press conferences. You're out there every day. Yep. Between you and President Trump, you're nearing, 50 combined.
Sure.
And it's still a mystery. It's like the candidate protection program, and the media keeps her in there. You know, I have all of these files, the Kamala files, the Walls files, them in their own words. This was all available to ABC tonight. You said this about fracking. You said this about drilling. You said this about sex change operations that taxpayers pay for criminals and for illegal immigrants, free housing, healthcare, education for illegal immigrants, the elimination of private healthcare. Yep. All of these positions that she's taken, you know, and it's amazing that we're this far, that we're this close to an election, we don't have these answers.
That's exactly right. Well, she's running a campaign based on vibes, and she's running
vibes. What the hell is a vibe? Are we in the 60s?
It feels like it sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, no, JD Vance is awesome. He's awesome, but he's right. You know, she says nothing, and the moderators didn't fact check one thing on her, which they could have done all day long on everything Trump was saying was true. I loved it when he says that he just talks the truth. He says, "I just tell the truth." He's like, that's so. If you could sum him up in one thing, that's what he does. He doesn't lie. He's too truthful. He's the kind of person that if you look like crap, you know, and you say, "Hey," or if you're having a horrible day, and you ask him, he'll say, "Oh, I'm having a horrible day." He's not going to say, "Oh, it's a great day," like everyone else says, right?
Right.
You know.
No, she's just trying to play tricks. She was coached. I'm not convinced, and it's not just because of my bias. If she said something that was better, I might listen. But when you know the truth and you know the history, she's not suddenly coming up like, "Hey, I can solve all the world's problems. I didn't know I was going to run for president until about a month ago, but I've already had it figured out for years." Just me, the genius. But meanwhile, I've been wrecking the country for 3.5 years, you know, as the secondary to Biden. But and as the borders are. But let's not look at that. Look over here. Look at Donald Trump's hair. You know.
Yeah, I mean, if I was coaching Kamala Harris, right, And I think I'd be the best coach she could ever come across, because I would just tell her to say this: say, listen, I wanted to be vice president. I didn't agree with Joe Biden's stuff. That's why you haven't heard from me a lot. This is what I'm about now. And come off, with some new stuff and make that your approach. People would buy that.
Yep. But
You
she
know,
really doesn't. She's trying to take Donald Trump stuff.
yeah, that's what she's doing.
Why doesn't she run for vice president again?
But you know what I'm saying? If she just came straight out and said that, I mean, I think so many, even like conservatives would think, well, okay, I got to give her credit there. And granted, she wouldn't follow through with anything she was going to promise, but it still would work for what she wants to do, as a strategy, rather than just avoid interviews altogether and not have anyone fact checked any of the stuff she's already done that she has a track record of doing, and that they've done for the last 3.5 years.
Yeah.
So,
And I don't know. I mean, what's your big takeaway from all this?
I think if I'm watching it from a neutral perspective, she did 20 times better than I think anyone thought she would do. Therefore, it could have a little bit of effect. But anyone that has a half a brain on them would know that how biased it was, and it was a 3-on-1 session. And unless you're doing porn, that's not a good thing. And so, it was just bad.
Right. No, it makes sense to me what you're saying, and I think that she didn't convince me, bro. I ain't
No,
convinced.
I mean, definitely. It's not like I'm going to say, "Oh man, I'm going to vote for her," because
It
at the
was
end
like
of the day,
WWE theater. It's like, let's stack the deck. We're going to take
Yeah.
out Randy Macho Man Savage, the Banjo Brothers, and Crazy Lady Jones over here. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Total.
But it's crazy how you can tell how much effort goes into whoever's the deep state who's controlling Biden, who's controlling Kamala. I mean, you
Yeah.
think about it. Kamala got appointed to the nominee, man. It is so unconstitutional in every perspective. And by the time all that stuff comes out, she'll already have lost or be president, because you don't have the delegates. You can't. When she ran for president, she didn't get past the first. She didn't get past like the first draft. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she didn't go to the majors. Was what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah.
you got these people like in the NFL draft pick, and you got people are picking the first, second, third, fourth, fifth. All these rounds, right? Doesn't make they mean they're going to make the team. Well, she wasn't even picked in the draft, so she wasn't even on the ballots. So when everyone was running for president, I mean, no one voted for her, bro.
Yeah.
But now she's the nominee, and all of a sudden people are behind her. Come on, man, aren't these people? And I'm not trying to say it's just I'm not trying to divide anyone. I'm just saying just have some common sense.
Well, let's take all the parties out of it. This will be my last point, but let's take the parties out of it. Not Republican, not Democrat, blah blah blah. Right? How about let's all just be American? There was a time, and we talked about this once before, that we didn't care if our friend was a Democrat, and they didn't care if we liked Republican, or vice versa. There's a time I wasn't really pulling for either side myself. But when my values align more, and the quality of life and all the things that were affected by one president versus another became very apparent, like how life was under Trump's umbrella was great, and how life was afterwards was not so great. So those are the two simple things I can compare. And do I see more crime? Do I see more things being reported? Yeah, I believe those things to be real. I mean, you've seen your beautiful town have more crime, and you live in a very like look at the second shooting or the second mugging over at Fashion Island in like 2 months.
Yeah, there's been like 3 actually.
3.
Yeah.
Right.
Like serious like shootings, like people getting killed. It's crazy. And then you talk about the bubble that I live in. I mean, having violent crimes like this is crazy, and it's real simple. It's just if you're not getting prosecuted, what's to prevent you from doing this kind of stuff?
Right.
But like when you come visit me and you tell me you want an iPad or something, if you say, "Hey, Chris has got an iPad," we're going to LA and we're going to steal one, dude, because we're not going to get prosecuted. We're not even going to get arrested, and we'll get a free iPad, dude. I mean, so,
yeah, we won't have guns or anything. We'll just say, "Hey, give me that iPad, or I'll get tough with you, pal." and that'll be like, oh, here, take it.
And then the rules in LA, which a lot of these, a couple of the franchise like Home Depot and a couple of these other stores, if you go and rob them and with a mask on, they can't chase you because it's discriminatory. So, we'll put mask on, we'll get whatever we want, we'll call it a day. I know that's not who we are ethically, but it'll be just fun, just to prove the concept.
It would be interesting to make a video and show the aftermath, but then it would probably get taken down because it would just show too much truth.
Well, we can post it on Truth Social for sure.
We do need to merge. We do need to start a Truth Social and another arm to this podcast. Rumble might be. I think
as our viewers grow and grow and grow.
Yeah, viewers, where the heck are you? The truth is over here in this very lightly watched podcast.
Hey, but we're gaining people. I've answered a few emails and stuff like that. It's gaining a few. I'm not going to start bragging for a while, but we'll get there.
Yeah, we will, and then we'll get there with pickleball too, my brother. We
will.
God.
Especially that sideshow we're going to do about that immersion of having that pathetic player go in with like a level 5 and seeing if we can get him to that to go up a whole level in a very competitive sport. It's going to be awesome, man.
I'm looking forward to that, man. And on that note, I'm going to wrap this up, but stay on the line. And thanks for watching, everybody. Like and subscribe to the amazing Chris Greenman and Johnny Thunder show. And thanks for, leave your thoughts in the comments. If you actually watch this and have a comment, what do you think happened in the debate? We'd like to hear from you.